wisest, African the smartest, the mentally wise and the things that the artists. I will be at the fastest. Standing at the nation, back again with a remix selection. From London to Zimbabwe, the Africans know we stop the party. If you know it, put your hand in the air. Scream and shout like you just don't care. African people in this world, repeat after me. And say, Africans louder, Africans louder, Africans Zimbabwe, yeah, Africans, Africans louder, Africans, Africans,
I am an African child. Zimbabwe is where I be from. They be checking my style, my swag, my flow. Can't push me cause I know I'm sweet. Got summons and gold in Africa. Rhythm and blues in Africa. Beautiful women in Africa. Africa.
They say me from Zimbabwe. All of my trade in the street of Ferrari. But I was born in Mazingo. And that's why me talking a lingo. Impai, Kanaga Nyimbo. Mriba Mwichete. Na PK, Kaz and JJC. We one big family. Because we
are Africans louder, Africans louder, Africans Zimbabwe, yeah, Africans, Africans louder, Africans, come on, Africans.
Me a roll out the ghetto, me a youth from Africa. King Selassie rule from out of Africa.
The best bodyguard.
I'm from Africa, all the diamonds and gold from Africa. 27 years him spent in the prison just to liberate people in Africa.
Nelson Mandela.
From Niger to Zimbabwe, UK back to Africa.
We never culture rare as denied. Everybody on the African style. Our music make you go wild. I know you get it, get it. We flex, we dress to impress. We call for the best, put us to the test. And it ain't no stress, no settle for less. Cause we are Africa.
Africans louder, Africans louder, Africans Zimbabwe, yeah, Africans, Africans louder, Africans,
Africans, we rise for the prize. Africans, we rise, ain't no lies. Africans, we rise, yes we rise. I won't tell no lie, we will rise. Even though we spread out all over the world, Africa, you know how we roll forever. Home is in our heart, and we never.
All right. Here we are. Welcome to another exciting episode of Tough Love Giggles on your go-to online radio station, After 5 Radio, which is dedicated to celebrating Africans in the diaspora. I am your host, aka the Hype Lady, Miss Tando Amy. I'm coming to you live all the way from Canada. And today I am beyond excited to be joined by an inspiring powerhouse couple. Yes, today we're going to be hanging out with a couple based out here in Calgary, Alberta, Dr. Dami and Ife Andingupu. Did I pronounce it properly?
You did well. You did well.
Yeah. We need to practice though, but yeah.
Oh, I need to, because at first I actually kind of got it wrong. But I was like, okay, but how do I pronounce it then if I had put an extra letter that wasn't necessary? But anyway, thank you so much. I tried. So they are actually of the Family Advocates Canada. So they're formerly known as the Marriage Advocates, and we're going to get into that. And they've actually been passionate champions for healthy relationships, strong families, and impactful community conversations. So today we're diving into some real talk from why they rebranded, because they rebranded, as you can hear, and to the current stats around family life in our communities, and of course the much anticipated annual musical dinner theater that's coming up this August of this year. When I heard the news, I was excited, guys.
Let's go.
This is so exciting. So everybody grab your coffee and your notes, or your partner, because you need this episode for your partner if you're married, in a relationship, but mostly married, because this conversation is one you do not want to miss. But anyway, let's just dive right into it and welcome Mr. Ife and Dr. Dami. How are you doing?
We're doing
Good.
We're doing good.
We're doing good. Enjoying the summer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
tell me about it.
Finally.
Yo, after this, I have a lot of outdoor activities to do. So, yes,
Absolutely.
it is so exciting. And welcome yet again on After Five Radio. We once hung out with you, and then you were actually known as the Marriage Advocates Canada,
Yeah.
now rebranded to the Family Advocates, which is going to be like our second question in this interview. But to
Mhm.
start off, for those meeting you for the first time, can you introduce yourselves and what the Family Advocates Canada is all about?
Hey. Oh well.
Hey, I
I
like
get to
that.
say thank you for having us back to start with. We've been here
Right.
before, so it's
Yeah.
good
Last
to be.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us back.
Yeah.
We appreciate
No,
that.
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm Ife. This is my wife Dami, and we've been together for 22 years.
Hmm.
Yeah. And we've been married. This
Wow.
year will be
He lost his
14.
hair in that time.
Oh, you met him when he still had hair.
Oh my, cornrow and everything. Anyway, another
Oh,
conversation
oh dear. Now you're
about the
making me
marriage.
touch my
Family
hair. I'm like,
advocate.
am I balding too? Oh dear. Go ahead. Sorry
So
about
yeah,
that.
we've been together for 22 years. We've been married for 14 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we met in the UK, and life
Hmm.
takes us to Canada,
Yeah.
now
Hmm.
settled.
Yeah.
Yep, got 3 children,
Hmm.
enjoying life the way we should.
Hmm.
And
That's
then
awesome.
about the organization.
Yep, our organization started in 2022 or so, yeah?
Yes, three
Yes,
years this
yeah,
September.
three
So
years this
3 years.
September. So
Oh,
we
nice.
found the passion, yes,
Thank
about
you.
focusing solely in marriage that period,
Hmm.
Yeah.
because during COVID, a lot of marriages were actually there were a lot of divorce in the immigrant community. So
Hmm.
we decided, okay, and had it not been for community when we got married,
Hmm.
when we're in the
Hmm.
UK, that we decided, oh, we needed to um, do the work for
Hmm.
Hmm.
ourselves, heal ourselves first before we start bringing children into the world.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And the community really helped us in that area. We had to do the work ourselves, really. They gave us the tools,
Hmm.
and it was up
Yeah.
to us to do the work, because
Right.
and we started doing the work, and we never thought that we will be where we are today. So
Right.
when during COVID we saw, and it was like, okay, everything we had learned that time, we need to pay it forward because
Hmm.
somebody did that to us.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
with the Marriage Advocates Canada,
Hmm.
and through that we run 8 week session every Saturday for fall, winter, and spring.
Yeah, 3 times a
Yeah, three
year.
times in a year. Eight,
Mm.
we talk about reconnection, communication style. How do you handle conflicts in marriage?
Mm.
Forgiveness in marriage, third party, intimate, financing
Hmm.
marriage, intimacy, and how to love your spouse better.
Hmm.
And also, there is childcare available for children. We also do arts, and which we're going to talk about.
The theater.
Yeah, the theater.
Yeah.
There is mentoring and coaching
Hmm.
for families that cannot afford it,
Hmm.
really.
Mm.
And also, yeah, and that's it, really. And
Yeah, there's a lot more, but I
yeah.
think we'll leave it.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
And also, a lot more is usually discussed at the annual theater play too, if
Absolutely.
anything,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah, yeah.
we'll also actually dive into it. So as you've actually mentioned that initially you started in 2022 when marriages were going down, especially in the immigrant
COVID.
community,
Hmm.
Yeah.
because of the pandemic, and people were
Hmm.
used to staying together. Yo, we heard a lot. We heard a lot. And I think this was just so timely. And for you guys to just go with it after, getting that vision and what have you is so life changing. And then now having to, coming from formerly being known as the marriage advocates, why then the rebrand and what inspired the shift to the Family Advocates Canada? Because also
Absolutely.
I
That's
know feedback is really important, and chances are maybe.
so
Yeah.
the Marriage Advocates Canada literally was out of that heart to support marriages because of what we
Mm,
learned and because of what we were seeing.
Mm-hmm.
But we had been doing it up until December with that name. And then we did a
Mm.
survey between December and February this year,
Yeah.
where we surveyed our community and the people we have served
Mm-hmm.
to just learn what are we doing better, what can we do differently, and so on. And what came out of that was requests or were requests for
Mm-hmm.
other services that we had at the back of our minds. Things
Okay.
like our youths need support to kind of navigate this dual identity they now have, identity
Mm-hmm.
from the home of origin, now they're in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Parents were asking for parenting programs. How do I parent my child in this culture that's very different to home of origin?
Yeah.
And prior to then, we had programs for children. So we also have a healthy relationship program, like a curriculum for the children that come with their parents to our thriving relationship workshops.
Oh,
So
nice.
we did an evaluation of the data and realized that the programming that our community were asking us for goes far beyond just marriage, right? I joke
Mm.
that it'd be weird to ask a youth to come for a youth program at the marriage advocate
Marriage
stand.
advocate. Yeah.
They might
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get married yet.
Yeah.
Like, so we just reflected as an organization and realized that the name marriaging is almost limiting to the broader vision that we had right from the beginning. Because our
Mm.
mandate submitted through CRA and everything was to
Mm.
equip families. So it had always been families
Yeah.
with healthy relationship tools, skills building, training, and building community around families.
Mm.
So it had always been families. So then it was just a natural evolution in response to that survey to change the word marriage and move it to family, which
Mm.
was really the always has been the mandate of the organization. So it's in
Right.
response to our community.
Oh, nice. And it's always good to take feedback, right? And this is how you
Absolutely.
grow. Because I remember when you sent out the surveys everywhere, you're like, guys, just share around with people and those who've come just to, just to see, just to get feedback on how. And then when I saw the rebranding, I was like, huh.
How
That's
come?
smart. Yeah, yeah. And it's not a lot of people were able to get out of their comfort zone and say, you know what, we were so passionate about marriage, but this actually goes beyond just marriage, right?
Mhm.
And then opening
Yeah.
up to every other demographic, if I should put it that way. And
Yeah.
you know what? It's now becoming bigger and yet to be bigger. I remember I once I usually work with an organization that also started as a baby. They used to say, right now, when I interviewed them for the first time, they're like, right now, we're just a baby, a growing baby. And the time they came back, they had three locations. They have three
Wow.
locations,
Wow.
one in Edmonton, one in Calgary, one in Regina, right? I was like,
Incredible.
yeah, and I was like, remember the time that we sat down and you were saying just a little
Mm.
baby, and now it's a teen. And she eventually said, now it's a teenager. We're yet to go to adulting.
We're a toddler. From last time to now, we're toddlers.
You're toddler, and I cannot wait to see TFA grow.
Thank
Because
you.
it's always nice being a part of a journey.
Mm,
Where you see a tiny little baby eventually becoming an adult, and you're like, oh my gosh, how these
yeah,
people started, and it was TMA, and it now TFA, and we need to get used to it and what it means and what have you. So I'm actually excited for you and proud of you guys
thank
on
you.
Thank you.
the
Thank you
new
so
venture
much.
that you're getting into and just expanding the
Mm.
way you're actually
Thank you.
expanding right now, and we look
Yes.
forward to more. So getting into community and impact, what are some
Mm,
of the current stats or challenges that you're seeing in our communities when it comes to marriage, when it comes to family, and even parenting?
that's a good
Mm.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For I would say from the start from University of Calgary,
Mm,
it
Mm.
says 1 in 3 immigrants will end up in divorce
or family
or
violence.
family violence. Within
Mm.
landing to 2 to 5 years
Of
of
London.
landing in Canada.
Really?
If
And why
you
is
Yep.
that though?
Oh, there's a lot of kind of risk factors that puts those family into it. There's
Yeah.
another stats that says that 42% of Black women in Canada have experienced intimate partner violence or
Mm.
family violence or domestic violence, depending on what
Mm.
term you're familiar with. In
Mm.
Canada, 42%.
Wow.
Now, you asked the question of the why. There are a lot of
Mm-hmm.
reasons, but I
Mm.
usually I go backwards to go forward,
Yeah.
right? So if
Yeah.
we go backwards, if you reflect on many immigrants' dynamics from home of origin, and if we will be really honest with ourselves, a lot of us don't have the tools or the skills of being well equipped to be great partners, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Either we didn't have the mirrors from our homes of origin or the
Yeah.
society itself. I
Mm.
mean, I can speak from the country I'm from,
Mm.
Nigeria. That's where I was
Mm.
born. When
Yeah.
I evaluate from the societal level, there's nothing in that society, to be honest, that equips you to be a good spouse. It's
Okay.
quite an aggressive society. It's a dog eat dog society. And in fact,
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
disparaged. You are disparaged for being gentle and kind
Yeah.
and calm.
They'll mock you. Yeah.
You will be mocked and disparaged.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Within the
as
society.
a woman, you mean?
I think in general, everyone is fighting for themselves and fighting for something. There's just at the societal level, from my viewpoint,
Yeah.
there's just so
Yeah.
much aggression,
Yeah.
right? Not enough kindness.
Mm.
Not to say there are no kind people, they just
Mm.
hid it, right? The
No,
loud voices.
you've actually just opened up something that, I actually didn't know and actually had heard, like, because I think, I don't know if you know the dynamics between, Zimbabweans and Nigerians and stuff like that, right? So you kind of hear, we were taught the opposite. Coming
Mm,
from, we're still in Africa, but we were taught the opposite, just being gentle. And then you find, Nigerian men eventually saying, no, Zimbabwean women are gentle than Nigerian women because they're aggressive. And I'm thinking, oh, really? So when you're kind of saying that and saying probably it's not gender specific, but from what we tend to hear, it's like, oh yeah, you find these people are more gentle, these people are more aggressive,
Yeah.
and we're taught
it's not.
differently, really. Yeah.
It's not gender specific at all.
Okay.
I think the thing with the society I grew up in
Yeah.
is because everyone is fighting for something.
Yeah.
You tend to find those of us who are natural fighters who then develop whatever
That.
skills they need to then
Yeah.
survive.
Yeah.
But then you get those who are not naturally fighters, right? They're introverted, they just quiet people who then
Yeah.
go into themselves, right?
Yeah.
And then will take everything. So you get those two groups of people, whether it
Mm.
be men or women. You see it in men who are just totally quiet and they will take anything. And then you get men who are just aggressive, right? Because it's a
Right.
coping
Okay.
strategy.
Yeah.
So I went back to society. And then if you look at a lot of immigrant family of origin, there are great families. So please hear me, audience. There are great families who are Nigerians, Africans, Zimbabweans, Sri Lankans, South Africans, whatever, immigrant families who have
Mm.
done a great job raising their children. There are great ones, and I know some.
Yeah.
However, unfortunately, from our experience of doing this work, there are unfortunately a lot, it seems, a lot more families who just have not equipped
Mm.
their children with the right virtues, right,
Oh,
to
okay.
be great spouses. They just
Right.
have not equipped their children. When I reflect on my children's training, both from the home and within the community, in terms of schools and church and networks, the
Yeah.
kind of things they're taught, virtues of perseverance, of self controls, of patience, all of that, if you look at a typical home, it might be said, but it's not modeled,
Mm.
right? If
Mm.
someone has not modeled to you what it takes to be self-regulated, what it takes, or what does self-regulation even look like, right? What does
Yeah.
patience look like? What does all of these amazing virtues look like? If it wasn't modeled to you, but instead, what they model to you might be just all a variation of dysfunction, right?
Right.
Some of
Yeah.
us saw the whole spectrum of abuse,
Mm.
right? You then come up from that home of origin, you become a grown person,
Mm.
you're a great person. Typically, I say it like this: most people are great people, i.e., they are
Mm.
great work ethics, but they're not prepared to be great spouses,
Mm.
right? If you come from
Mhm.
a home where you are trained to be highly competitive,
Yeah.
that will serve you really well as an individual, as a single person. You come into marriage and you bring that same level of competitiveness, you will kill that marriage very quickly,
Real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? If you're taught to be even aggressive, it might serve you well in society to get what you want and have the
Want.
fight. But if you bring
Mm.
that same aggression into your marriage, it will kill that marriage.
Yeah.
right? So there are a lot of skills that many of us as immigrants picked up from our homes of origin and our countries of origin that we then bring into marriage.
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't work. But here is the problem.
Yeah.
From the homes of origin, those marriages don't work,
Yeah.
but they are surviving rather than thriving. They're surviving because
Mm.
when the fight starts or this disagreement starts, the grandma will come, the uncles will come, the church will come, they will mediate, they will patch it up. The wound is not healed, it's not dealt with. They will tell the woman to submit, they will tell the man to behave himself, and he might behave himself for a while, or she might behave himself herself for a while.
Mm.
And things just keeps bobbing along on this we're surviving mode from
Yeah.
homes of origin. Because the truth is there is that support ish there, right?
Mm.
There's the
Okay.
intervention that might not be healthy intervention, but there's
Okay.
intervention. You then move here or to the UK or to I don't know,
Just
Australia,
the
New
West.
Zealand.
Western
You
world.
just
It's
move
the
to the
West.
West. And it's typically you, your hair, and perhaps if you have children, your children.
Yeah.
Typically, I mean, some people
Yeah.
come with their siblings.
Yeah.
And the same fight starts, but with added stressors, right? Immigrants
Right.
typically have added stressors of trying to look for a job, a place to live, reduced standard of living compared to what they had back home, reduced social
Friends.
status,
Mm.
reduced
Mm.
friendship. The
Yeah.
network is probably disappeared. The money is low. The time is
Adjusting
short.
to the culture change.
I, so
Mm.
there's a lot that we as immigrants need to deal with, right? So then
Mm.
have this picture in your mind. A marriage that was just cruising along, surviving because of all of the intervention that they got, that then comes to this country with the same attitudes, same behaviors, same mindset, same issues, same poor communication, same poor financial management, same lack of respect, same resentment, same physical abuse. Some of those guys are beating each other up from their homes of origin and have those level of unforgiveness in their heart. They bring them to
Yeah.
Canada or UK or wherever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And on top of that, all of those added stresses
Mm.
of the childcare issues, of the money issues, the looking for
Yeah.
house issues, the status has
Mm.
changed. And suddenly the same fight happens and things blow up. But now we don't have grandma who's going to turn up at 5 a.m. and say,
Yeah.
fix it now so you don't shame me. You don't have the
Mm.
pastor,
Uncle.
you don't have the uncle, you don't have those mediators that helps you to continue to patch it up so that you continue to
Mm.
survive rather than thrive. So it's
Mm.
typically that those marriages that are just surviving back home when they get here, quickly spiral downwards
Oh.
if they don't recognize that what worked back home,
It
the
won't
fact that you
work
can
here.
just slap your wife when you feel
Mm.
disrespected worked back
Mm.
home because nobody's
Mm.
collecting data on how many times you slapped your wife because she cannot
Yeah.
call the police,
Yeah.
right? But
But
here,
you
if you
can,
slap
but
her,
then they won't do anything.
they won't do anything about it. You can't call the police in
Exactly.
Nigeria.
Yeah,
Like,
I know, right?
yeah, you can't call the police in Nigeria because your husband beat you up. I don't think you can anyway. And if you do, I don't even know if they will turn up.
Good
Anyway,
luck.
that's a different ballgame.
Mm.
But you do those same things here, she now knows, or he now knows he can call the
Mm.
police, right? He now knows he has rights,
Yeah.
which everybody should have.
Should have. Yeah.
She or he, because men are getting beaten up too. We've seen it, we've heard
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
So he or she now knows that actually I have a right, and because I'm quiet, don't mean I should be treated inhumanely,
Mm.
Yeah.
right? So then they
Mm-hmm.
call the police, and then the police gets involved. It becomes a court case, and that marriage is over. Or
Mm-hmm.
the person just realized, you know what, I don't have to put up with this any longer because grandma is
Mm-hmm.
not going to come and yell at me to not shame her.
Mm-hmm.
And if grandma calls me now on WhatsApp, I don't have to pick up. I can just block her. Whilst in Nigeria, I can't block her. She will turn up at 5
Sure turn
a.m.
up.
So now the
I
girl or the boy
know.
is like, they're like, you know, I don't have to put up with this mess anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when they say abroad is ruining your marriage, I'm like, no, no, you're ruining your marriage. You're ruining your
Yeah.
marriage with your fixed mindset
Mm.
and your
Mm.
inability to self-evaluate. I think I could go on about this one topic the whole day.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
better leave it there.
No, but the stats are quite interesting. And even just collecting the data is good enough for you to figure out, oh my gosh, how best can we, be a solution to this problem, right?
Mm,
Because the
yeah.
reason why we get all these callings or visions or what have you is for us to be a solution. It's not for us,
Yes.
but it's for
Mhm.
other people. And I am glad that, you've seen this and you've, decided to run with it and
Thank
hopefully
you.
been saving so many marriages. And,
Yeah.
when last year's, annual dinner. I mean, the last year it wasn't annual; it was the inaugural, I guess. The inaugural dinner theater. When the storyline was quite interesting. It was really touching to the point that some cultures who came there, the feedback that we got. I think I gave you the
Mm.
feedback where they're
Yeah,
like, you know
yeah,
what? I actually didn't know that the African community survives like that. I always wondered, why is it you guys just allow you, these dynamics in relationships or marriages? And I'm like, it's kind of normal, right? But it's
yes,
what,
yes,
Right.
yes.
yeah, I'm like, it's kind of normal to tolerate to a certain extent. And like you
Yeah.
said, back home is different because you have family. It's
Mm.
even like, just not even in marriages. One thing I actually learned this year was, even as a single person or as kids or what have you, human beings more than
Yeah.
anything, as long as you don't have the support system, how you
Mm.
handle your situation, your trauma, or how long it'll take for you to recover or heal is totally
Yeah.
different from
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
when you're back home, right? Because
Oh,
Yeah.
I got to interact with somebody who went through something, and I was like, yo, but how did you manage to get through this in just 2 or 3 years? And they're like, Amanda, I had to choose and think to say, do I do this on my own, or I had to go back home to live with my family? And this is a
wow.
grown person. And I was like, holy, now that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And
Mm.
this person is still in Africa and what have you. And we're out here, and you see how broken people are. And African community not understanding mental health and going for
Yes.
therapy
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
going. And you're like, guys, this is why there are these resources that we didn't have them
Yes.
back
Yes.
home,
Yes.
because we had family. So,
Mm.
oh
Yes.
gosh, I can go on and
Absolutely.
on.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. You and I both. I mean, all of us. We could go on there.
Yo, I've actually
Mm.
recently
Mm.
joined the Wellness Championship Network as well. I'm one
I
of the
don't know what
champions
that is.
because of that. Yeah. So, oh no, we'll talk about it offline. It's
Awesome. I'm
it's
looking
it's
looking
also
forward to that.
something. Yeah, right. It's from work, right? And even
Oh,
now, my boss even sees how passionate I am about these topics, and then
yeah.
eventually ties down to men's mental health and what have you. And then my boss is like, "I just love your enthusiasm. It's so infectious when you're talking about this." And I was like, it's a topic I'm really passionate about. And you wouldn't understand because you're Canadian. And I am
Yes.
Mm.
coming from
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Africa
Yeah.
where I see all these dynamics, the
Absolutely.
differences and everything. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
holy, I wish people could just be open to
Oh
Mm.
yes.
learning, be
Man,
Open.
that's
open
it.
to
Yep.
Yes.
unlearning for you to
Yes.
God,
Oh
Yes.
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 We
Yeah.
could
I
be
get you,
shared
doctor.
like
I get you.
culturally. Thank you.
We get so passionate when it comes to these
Yes,
issues. So,
absolutely.
based on
Mm.
your work, though, what patterns or conversations do you believe we're not having enough in our households or in our relationships, marriages in this day and age, regardless of a bit of awareness that we now have?
I would say first, I would say is the communication style.
Mm,
How do we communicate?
okay.
Because for example, when we first started dating, I was the aggressive and she's the passive aggressive.
Mm.
Oh yeah, of
So they
course.
might not they might not have the
We didn't
names
have the
for, yeah,
language,
the
right?
language for it.
To
Yeah,
communicate.
yeah,
So, but the behavior was there.
yeah.
What can we do about it? So that is, I
Mm,
would say, communication style is one of them. The second one is, and the way I look at it, the pattern really,
mhm.
the way our parents' generation raised the women,
Mm.
and the way they raised the men. The way they raised the women, that's what they should have done to the men.
Mm.
Amen.
And the way they raised the men, that's what they would have raised the women.
Should have done.
Then now
Amen.
you
That's
now
it.
marry somebody that
Yeah.
is completely the opposite in your
Opposite of you.
behavior, a very strong, fierce. Yes, you can handle, as you say, back home
Yeah.
because
You could slap her.
yes, because the parents, the uncles are, would I say, yeah, yeah,
Oh.
because oh, you're the
Right.
king, you're the head, you the this, yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
the head, I'm the head.
Yeah.
Behave like a head.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
behave
Yeah.
like one.
Yeah.
Don't just
Yeah.
call it. Behave
Yeah.
like one.
Yeah.
How do you behave like one?
Mm. Mm.
Mm,
Oh my
How?
gosh.
okay.
Yeah.
And they don't
On point.
know, the men don't know how.
Mm.
How
And the
to?
women are so strong.
We
Because
are.
when I'm chatting, you're looking at the dynamic, you say, oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
God, this
Yes.
Yeah.
woman she knows what she wants, how she wants it.
Yeah.
And the men don't know what to do. So
And
now
also
it's
considering that, after our parents' generation, women
yeah.
have been educated, and that education,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just yeah, like oh my gosh, yes. Oh, you just nailed it. You nailed it.
So it's about the men really going back and saying, okay, how can I handle this? Let me put
yeah,
it there. Our organization is not a religious organization, but the best
yeah,
way I can put it is she's a Proverbs 31 woman. Are you
Mm,
a
yeah,
Proverbs 31 man?
man,
that's good.
You
yeah,
know, are
yeah,
you really go ask yourself, are you a Proverbs 31 man?
Mm,
yeah,
If you're not, then you need to start looking, how can I be a Proverbs 31 man?
that's good.
Because
yeah.
if you're not
That's
a
good.
Proverbs 31 man, you
That's good.
cannot handle a Proverbs 31 woman.
Mm,
There's nothing. You
mm.
can go from today to tomorrow. Nothing can
Yeah.
happen.
Right. Yes.
No, you
Yes.
know what, Ife, what you've just brought up is something that, oh God, don't get me started on preaching. I'm actually
Yeah, like mm-mm.
because you know what, you've actually touched on something that's really, I wish, I don't know when this will change. I don't know when this will be an eye opener, or if ever it's going to be, because I feel like you said, if you expect something from somebody, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
How are you contributing to that? How are you
Yes.
contributing to the relationship, to the marriage, what
Yeah.
have you?
Mm, mm,
And you
mm, mm.
find, like you said, because no one was taught on how to do it, or being
Yeah.
that Proverbs 31 man, right? And you hear the first thing they say, oh, submit, submit, submit. Yay, 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 that word, and I've gotten deeper, like, to because it used to just annoy me, but without knowing the, when you go to context,
Layers. Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
layers to it, right?
mm,
And you
mm,
hear
mm.
it actually says submit to one another.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes.
It
You,
Yeah.
starts
yeah,
on submit to one another. That's where
yeah,
it
yeah,
starts.
yeah.
But when you,
Mhm.
because of trying to serve a narrative, your own
Yeah,
narrative, it's like,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
want this, da, 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 da. So it's like, okay, guys, how best can we then? Because once you understand what it means, then everything else will fall into place. You
You
don't
just
even need to talk about it.
align.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Really. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes.
It
So
gets
I
so
totally get
easy.
where you're coming from. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And life, marriage will so much be sweeter because if you know how to be a Proverbs 31 man and you
Yeah.
have a Proverbs, it's so much easier. You know what to do. Some people, for example, love language is another one that they might not know their spouse love language. Your
Yeah.
spouse love language might be physical touch
Mm,
Yeah.
and or words of affirmation,
mm.
Yeah.
and you're actually, as a lady or a guy, you're actually saying bad things to your spouse.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, that's the word of affirmation, and he's
Mm,
taking it or she's taking it in. And at the end of
mm.
the day, it's like, and you're asking for, gold or diamond, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's
I
not going to
know.
work.
But what's funny though, how when you bring up love languages, what actually fascinates me is I don't think a lot of people know how love languages work, really,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
I feel like not some do, which is great for those who do, and those who are like, oh, but then this is my love language, but what does it mean for the next person? How is the next person
The other
serving
Yeah.
person,
your love
absolutely.
language, right? Or
Mhm,
Yes. Yep.
responding to your, let me not say yes,
mhm,
responding to your love. It's all about responding to the love language, because
Yes.
somebody can say,
Yes.
oh, no, but I'm not that person. Okay, but that's what I love. You
mhm,
Yes.
understand?
mhm,
So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, so how do you give into that? How do you, this is where compromise comes in, because
mhm.
you've
Yes.
just
Yep.
met
Yep.
somebody who's the opposite of you, and that's how you learn,
Yep.
how you grow, and
Typically.
Yep.
what have
Both
you.
of
And
us.
God, why didn't you just give us the manual? Like, but then again, the
Mm,
manual's there. But it's just that people
still
don't,
is.
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
don't want to do it, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it's
Yeah.
about doing the work,
Mm,
really.
mm,
She's an act of service and word of affirmation.
mm.
mm,
I first when we started, I didn't know how to do act of service. I
exactly.
know why are you doing this for me? I can do it myself. Don't do it for
Yeah,
me. I
yeah,
can do it myself. But I had to learn, and as soon as I
yeah,
started learning and how to love her the way she was born to be loved,
mm,
it's almost 40-50% of the work done
Mhm.
right.
because to her language is saying I love you. If I use word of
Mm,
affirmation, I'm not trying to say word of affirmation doesn't work towards her,
yeah,
but it's that act of service, you're washing the
Mm,
plates, you're cleaning, you're doing different things that you
yeah.
know that, oh, just little things that she comes in, she sees, man, it's okay, man, this guy says he loves me
Mm.
in those
Yeah.
little things. But
Mm-hmm.
you don't do it, and you're sitting down and you're watching football and you're doing play with your friends, you're not doing anything, no act of service. Imagine what's gonna happen in the house.
You'd be in trouble.
You'd be in trouble, right? No, that is awesome. And I'm sure, you know what? I'm sure your organization is doing a good job to highlight all
Thank
those
Thank
you.
issues,
you.
to highlight all those, things that are not being spoken about in our
Yeah.
communities and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And coming here, I think it's whew, it's crazy, but also can be an eye opener for those who are willing to learn, willing to unlearn for
Absolutely.
you to learn something different,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
So we
Mm-hmm.
really appreciate what you're doing. And in what
Thank
ways
you.
has your organization been able to step in and bridge the gap? So how have you managed to do that?
That's a really good question. I think
Hmm.
for us, bridging the gap, I'm going to take it between knowledge and action, right?
Right.
We have all this knowledge,
Hmm.
but when you look in the community, the action typically that we've seen is action towards kind of intervention after the domestic violence has happened,
Yeah.
or intervention to say, oh, if we're thinking of social media, it's like, don't take this nonsense, don't take this.
Yeah.
So it's bridging the gap between, okay, there's a lot of knowledge out there,
Hmm.
and there are some actions that for us, we don't think it's actually preventive.
Mm.
So our organization, our focus is prevention, right?
Okay.
Prevent from all the bad stats to continue to increase,
Mm.
right? Prevention in the sense that encourage people, inspire people through teaching through our different programs. We intentionally have different forms of programming. We intentionally have things that are research focused, like the symposium we did last week, to
Mm.
things that are workshop focused, which is the kind of thriving relationship workshops we do, to
Yeah.
things like the musical dinner theater,
Mm.
so that we're bridging the gap for the different types of learners that we have in our community. So if you're a
Mm.
research person, you have a way you can learn about where you are now, where you want to go, and where you how to get there. If you want research, we've got those tools. But if you
Mm.
want workshops, we've got that. But if you're not that kind of person and you're like a visual learner, or things that you see and you hear is what helps you, then we've got the musical dinner theater. All of
Yeah.
those elements
Mhm.
have something for everybody to plug into, to
Yeah.
learn and be inspired, right?
Right.
To act in a way that protects their marriage and their relationship, whether be it
Mhm.
with their children or with their spouse or with their in-laws, and they're equipped. So how we're bridging the
Mm.
gap really is finding different ways to communicate, connect, inspire, teach, motivate our community to
Mm.
do the work it takes to have a solid, thriving families. We don't have to keep struggling or doing things that kills our families or our
Yeah.
marriages.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
And you know what? As we dive into, the musical theater, where you say you actually kind of bring it through even the musical theater that's coming. Um, Sometimes it's easier to help people through storytelling. And I actually found
Mhm.
it to be,
Absolutely.
interesting for you to say, you know what, we want to do this musical theater, and and what have you. And how you're bridging the gap is unique more than
Thank
anything,
Thank
you.
you.
because a lot
Thank
of
you.
people is like workshops, of which you do workshops, but then there's that extra, difference where you're like, how about we do this? This is bigger than, just workshops and stuff like that. So let's just play the musical dinner from last year, the video from the musical dinner
Thank
from last
you.
year, and
Yeah.
then we can dive into the actual musical theater for 2025.
Five.
All right, we'll be right back. What did I just do? I wasn't supposed to put anybody out, but we were supposed
We're
to
still
just.
back. We're back.
Okay, so actually, I think I might actually need to put us out for a bit. Not for a bit, but just for
Yeah.
us to play this because it won't be over
Awesome.
us. Okay, so let me do that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I loved that video when I said, I was like, yes, this is dope.
We love it too. Yes.
It was so well done. It was, oh my
Oh,
Thank
gosh, I was
you.
just loving every bit of it.
yeah.
And
And thank
so,
you for being a part of the team.
Yeah.
oh, I
Gotta give
love
you a
it. I
shout
love
out.
it. When I heard it, oh my gosh, when I heard, oh, we're having a punch, I was like, what? I was the person, as you saw, I was commenting. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Mm.
I love theater. I
Oh,
love theater. And thank you so much for this opportunity. It's always fun. And even just reading the new story, I was like, oh my God. No
Yeah.
spoilers, no spoiler
okay.
alert. People,
Keep
please
it
No.
do
out
come.
there.
Yeah. Come on, please.
We actually did our first table read with one of the actors this week on Thursday. So it was
Oh,
yeah, as in just on our own, on our own. No, it was just on our own on the side. So we're just like, let's just study we want to do a character analysis. We want to do a story analysis. So we went through
Wow.
that.
oh,
We were like, okay, come
good for
Sunday, we're ready for
you.
this.
Good for you. That's exciting.
It is quite
Nice.
exciting, but so we're so excited about that. So let's just dive into the musical dinner theater. That's coming up in August. What inspired the inaugural dinner theater for you to eventually now make it an annual one? And hopefully it'll actually end up going to different cities.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
Yeah.
the
prayer. That's
goal.
the
That's the
That
prayer.
goal,
is the
man.
goal.
Yep.
That is the goal.
Yeah.
Yes, I have got to say community.
Yep.
What
Nice.
has got us doing what we do and the different programmings that we are adding and with
Yeah.
the distributor, it's community. So,
Yeah.
quick story.
Even rebranding.
Even rebranding, of course, that
It's
was
the
community
community.
data, right?
Yeah.
So, community is what fuels and gives us ideas that we always like to give that kind of shout out back. So, it was
Yeah.
a conversation I had with a person called Pepi.
Mm,
Your audience may or may not know Pepi Awele, and
mm,
she's an incredible musician,
mm.
artist, and saxophonist. So we had a conversation, and she said, have we considered using theater to communicate our message of
Mhm,
what's
mhm,
happening and how people might work or do differently to have a healthy relationship? And I
mm,
pondered on that.
Mm.
Went home. I was at work when we had that conversation during a lunchtime meeting. I went
mm,
home and discussed with my husband. I had a conversation with Perpi, and this is what she suggested. We pondered
mm,
on, um, and then we said, "Yeah, why not?"
mhm,
I I'm a reader writer. So I
mm.
woke up one early morning, I can sleep, and I started to write this script.
Nice.
And I'm like, you know what, we can do this. So I wrote a
Mm,
mini script, bounced ideas with Peppy, my husband, and then we know what, let's do it. So there was a
mm.
grant we applied for it, found people like yourself who were willing to carry the vision with us. And
Yeah.
here we are in year two. So I'm
Mhm.
going to give it back to community, and I have to give us a little bit of credit too. Our willing, our willingness to listen and keep our eyes open and be
Yeah.
able to learn, and then amongst ourselves be able to kind of ginger each other to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
what is out of our comfort zone and what
Mhm.
is kind of hard sometimes. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get rid of false humility, which is
Yeah.
why I need to
Yeah.
say, you know
Okay.
what, we too.
You know
Our
what? That's another thing that I'm actually seeing lately. I love it. I love it. I love it. Where yes, humility is, I love humility, right? And then there's sometimes where it's okay to pat yourself on the back and say, you
oh
know
yeah.
what? Yeah, I love it when because if you're not able to celebrate yourself, how then do you expect other people to celebrate you, right? So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Community,
And
we
it's
love
also,
community.
yeah, it's also to do things in fear.
Do it
Do it.
scared
Yeah,
Do it
anyway.
scared anyway.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
limit yourself.
Mhm.
Just
yeah,
do it. The
Absolutely.
community, the people, the finance will come around when they see
Mm.
what
yeah,
you're doing.
Yeah.
So just do it
exactly.
scared. Just do it.
That's so
Yeah.
good.
Exactly. And the worst you can get is, yeah, I know, but really, it
Yeah,
means,
that's it.
to me, I find it's not yet, not
Yeah,
now,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
not,
yeah.
yeah. So you
Mhm.
also even, you learn from either they say failure if you're afraid, because you
Mm.
can never learn from success. So that's quite exciting. And so, what should the attendees expect from this year's experience? Is there a theme? Is there a message or highlight to look forward to? Because we said it's a part two, meaning that it's a continuation for those who didn't see the first one.
Yeah,
And yeah, what should people expect this year, considering that last year it was a really a good success for an inaugural one?
it was. So yes, it is part two. So it's a continuation. So they would expect to see an introduction of a new couple. I won't be saying any more than that. And then meet other couples from last year's and follow their progress or not. Again, I can't
Yeah,
give anything away
yeah,
from last year's. They would expect to also get a kind of different special VIP treatment.
yeah,
Yeah.
Our community in Calgary, they're up for some special treatment because for us, we believe that families are also a form of royalty, right?
amen.
And we
Yeah,
should be treated as such.
yeah,
So our organization pride ourselves in serving our community with excellence.
Yeah.
yeah,
So they expect an event that has been curated with excellence, delivered by excellence for them as royalty that they are.
yeah,
The children have something special that they're going to be engaging with this year, even better than they had last year. Because of
yeah,
course we always have children programming whenever we do any of our programs. So we've got something
yeah.
special for the children. I don't want to give away more than that, but
Come on,
Right?
see.
they expect to be treated like
And
royalty.
the good thing, without giving away so much, the play, I think it will be relatable to all genders
Oh
Absolutely.
yes,
this
yes,
time.
true.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yes.
so
absolutely.
that's
It's
another
gonna be
thing that
I'm
I
good.
not
can
saying
say.
much.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
So
So
exactly. So it's
excited.
like, wow, this is interesting. And so much comedy in it. And
Yeah.
it's there's there's lots of heartbreaking situations. And when we were reading through it, right, we're like, oh my gosh. But then again, we're like, but this is reality. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Like this
Yes.
is reality.
This is real
And
stories. Like
exactly. And we cannot wait to bring the story to life. It's quite
thank
exciting. We look forward
you.
to
Thank
So
it.
you. Thank
excited.
you.
It is quite exciting. We're like, oh my gosh, yes, let's do
Yeah.
it again. And we
Let's
look
go.
forward to more. So please, guys, do come through. And also, actually, let's put this ticker here on where to get the tickets. But
Oh,
as we
thank you for
also
that.
Okay.
still on the musical dinner theater, for one last question, for someone who's never been to the dinner last year, like somebody who didn't come for part one last year, how would you describe the vibe, or how would you describe the
Mhm.
atmosphere of that evening? And
Wow.
it still comes back to expectation, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say breathtaking.
Yeah,
It was just out of the world. It's
yeah,
you were there. You should be the one because
Describing it.
yes, you should be the one describing, not us, because it's like
Yeah, am I trying to find the word?
it's the
educational too.
testimony.
Yeah, I think it was an okay, it was an atmosphere where diverse people that you would previously or perhaps not see
Yeah,
together in an event because we've seen something in Calgary that really is interesting where the Nigerians will have their own event and it
yeah,
will be 99% Nigerians. The Zimbabwean will
Nigerians,
have their
yeah,
own event
Yeah.
and be 99%
99%
Zimbabwean.
smaller,
The
yeah,
Bangladeshi, like we've seen a lot of that and we're just like, that don't make sense to us as a
yeah,
people and as an
yeah,
organization. So expect to see diverse
that's it,
people
Mm.
yeah.
interacting in a way as if they're siblings
Oh,
or
nice.
sisters or like
Yeah.
last year we still look at the video and the pictures and we're like this is what it should be about, this is what
Mm.
community is about, where
Yeah.
people from different walks of life are interacting in a way as if they're peers and colleagues, from politicians to professors to
New immigrant.
new immigrants to those
Mhm.
who are looking for work in that room, in that space that we provide.
Mm.
We are all just people doing a
Mm.
life together, having an experience that is fun, that is
Mm.
educational, that is
Mm.
multi generational.
Mm.
So if you're up for that kind of experience,
Mhm.
where you're not just a Nigerian or you're just a
Yeah.
doctor or you're just a
Mm.
person
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing life with other people,
Yeah.
having fun and learning and building networks and building
Yeah.
communities. And you want to check it out.
You want to check it out. You heard it for yourselves, guys. And for you to get the tickets register. Actually, do you want to say another thing that's special at this present moment where I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's actually free to register?"
Oh
Yeah. Yeah.
yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes. So what oh yes.
Yes.
Oh, we work again, another moment of no false humility, but just pure honesty. We
Yeah.
work our butts off to
Yeah.
try to find funding. Now we're still looking for more funding. Just a little
Yeah.
shout out there if there's anyone.
Yeah.
But the idea is that because we're catering to immigrants, right?
Yeah.
We know that
Mhm.
many of us within those early 3 to 5 years, we're still trying to make it, hence
Mhm.
meet, not that.
Mhm.
The last thing we want is for money
Mm.
to be a reason why families are not having an experience,
Can't do it
right?
for me. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Particularly
true.
theater. Theater can be so expensive and intimidating
Yeah.
to immigrants.
Yeah.
So for money to then be a reason. So last year we had had this idea that 50% of the tickets will be sold
Mm.
and 50% would be free
It'll be
for
given away.
low
Yeah.
income family.
Mhm.
We ended up giving away around about 90% of the ticket because
Oh,
people
wow.
couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Right? People just couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Even people on the face of it that you think were well to do were emailing us and they're like,
I can't afford
we
it.
can't afford it for all of us to come. So if it was
Oh,
just like
with
mom and dad,
family. Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Because it's for the children and all. So by the time you rack up the $20 per child or whatever and the $50 per adult, a
Yeah.
family of five is paying about $160,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So not many families could afford it. So yes, it is free. It is free
Mm.
because we have amazing funders like the City of Calgary Micro Grants that is
Mm.
funding us, and we have
Mhm.
other nonprofits like the Financial Empowerment Initiative that's supporting us. So we still
Nice.
need more. If there are other organizations out there in Calgary or Alberta in Canada who want to support that work, help
Mhm.
us to provide something that is really impactful for our communities and families in
Mm.
our community free so that
Mm.
money is not a reason that people don't experience change. Yeah, so it
Right.
is free.
I love the anointing on everything that you're doing
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
because it's not a lot of people, especially in this economy, and who are able to say we're still going to continue pursuing what it is
Mm,
that we've been called to do.
mm,
And also considering that as an organization, you also need to grow, right?
mm,
And then
mm,
at the same time, you're considering even just the community for them
mm.
to get this, amazing treatment, amazing opportunity to be a part of this theater. So bravo to you guys.
Thank
Thank
And
you.
you.
the
Thank you.
anointing is beyond me. It's as good as the school that I'm actually going to as well. No
Mm,
tuition, nothing.
mm,
And it's been
mm.
there for 10 years.
That's
Mm.
incredible.
Just-
Wow.
And
Incredible.
so that should be something that should actually also encourage you guys to say, you
That's
know
good.
what,
Thank
if
you.
it's a calling, he knows how to handle it. He knows how
Yeah.
to
Absolutely.
handle
Yeah.
it more than
Absolutely.
anything. And there's a
Yeah.
book I was actually recently reading as well, where if anything, when you go back to the vision, but when you go back to the vision, when you go back to the source and say, but you gave me this vision, now make it happen, make it work. You understand?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
That's what we do every
you
That's
day.
our
do that
posture.
because oh
Daily
my
posture.
yeah, yeah, how do you want me to do this if I do not have the resources? How do you want me to do this and what
Yep.
have you?
Yep.
And you know what, if anything, I just hope this will actually appeal to sponsors, people who are willing to sponsor. I've actually put all
Yeah.
the information right there. Go to their
Thank
website,
you.
Thank
which
you.
is the family at www.thefamilyadvocates.ca, right? So and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
forward
Thank
slash
you.
fundraising. So
Yeah.
Thank
if
you
you
so
have
much.
if you feel moved to also sponsor, there's so many sponsorship packages that you'll find there which are fairly reasonable, where you're like, oh, I think I will be willing to do this. And do come through and see it for yourselves. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the 2 day though, for
Yeah.
those yes, not just the one day, because people will think, oh, is it just
No, it's
a day?
not.
Mm.
No. So this year we're doing something different, and we have to
Mhm.
give the Calgary Central Library a shout out as well.
Yep.
They're partnering with us, and we are so grateful. So
Mhm.
on the first day, the Friday, August 22nd, we're going to have a friends, family, and funders plus library patrons
Yeah.
event
Yeah.
which is pretty much a dress rehearsal, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
gives us as a team, the cast, all of us an opportunity to um, practice our crafts that
Make
we've been
mistakes.
and make mistakes. I love
Yes.
it.
People make a
Yes.
mistake.
Yes.
It gives us a safe space to try out that amazing work
Yeah.
with the support of our friends, our family, and for the founders to come and see as well the
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's still
Mm-hmm.
going to be excellent to the best of
Mm-hmm.
our ability,
Yeah.
but you might see mistakes, like my husband said. Um,
Yeah.
so that would be Friday the 22nd. It would still be so it would be more of an intimate experience that 22nd. We would have activity to help us all bond and just get ready for the Saturday.
Yeah.
Now, the Saturday is the whole community. So it will be open to the whole community to then come and experience. And we found Friday was necessary because the
Yeah.
space we're using is new to us. It's the
Yeah.
Calgary Central Library. Last year we did it at the Arts
Yeah.
Commons.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's different this year.
Right. Oh, this is actually exciting.
Thank you.
I cannot emphasize enough how exciting it is, and thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
even just
Thank
having
you.
like the extra day, because like as a performer too, it's like, oh yeah, I think a dress rehearsal would be nice. I think like
Mm.
and then you see your mistakes, you're like, oh, I wish I'd done better on this, or I wish I had done something different on this. So no, we really appreciate it, and we look forward to that. So family and friends to come through on Friday if you can, and definitely on Saturday it'll be on. It will be happening. So
Yes. Yeah.
do come through. It is quite exciting. And so,
Thank you.
as we now conclude our discussion today, coming to purpose and vision, how does the event tie into your mission and
Mm.
purpose as the family advocates?
I'll
I
leave you to answer that.
I would say the musical dinner theater ties in
Hmm.
closely to our mission. And if we were to summarize our mission, it was to equip families with
Yeah.
healthy relationships, skills building,
Mm-hmm.
through mentorship, coaching, and any other programming that enables family to have a thriving relationship, right?
Hmm.
In thriving relationships, they have fun,
Hmm.
right? So the event is going to bring a whole ton of fun.
Mm.
Yeah.
In thriving relationships, they learn together. The
Yeah.
event is going to provide opportunity for learning. In
Yeah.
thriving families, children are heard, seen, affirmed, validated. In that
Mm.
event, the children are going to experience all of that and more. So the event really just aligns with what we stand for as an
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Oh, that
And
is
just to also
awesome.
say, and just to add to it, to say,
Yeah.
do not be scared to do the work.
Oh,
Yeah.
That if you do
yes.
the work, this is the result you get.
Yeah.
If you don't do the
Right.
work, this is the result you get. So
Right.
Mhm.
it's like it's an evident thing to say, these are the two paths.
Yeah.
Which one are
Yeah.
you willing to take?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And also too, I find everything we do, starting from love to change to
Mhm.
growth to
Mhm.
everything, stems down to choice.
Choice.
Choice. Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Everything is just a choice.
Good choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So like you said, don't be afraid to
Yeah.
try it out. Don't be afraid. That is change. That is mindset change. That is, that's different.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to do it, guys. You'll be able to do it.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
And so, what legacy or long term impact do you hope to see through both your programs and
Oh,
your events?
Hmm. I would say to see the stats begin to change
Mm,
for good.
for good.
Mm,
Yes.
yeah.
okay.
Because
If
it's each one teach one.
that's the way I
Oh,
would have. Mm,
yeah.
Yes.
mm,
So
mm,
as the community, we begin to see it. We are
mhm.
seeing
We're
it.
seeing it
We are seeing
already.
it
We're
already.
seeing it already.
You are seeing it already that the community, as we're teaching, they are bringing other people and they are already teaching.
Mm, mm,
So that's the type of legacy we want to see. And before you know it, the stats will
Mm,
begin to change.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
slowly
yeah.
but
Yeah.
surely
Yeah.
it will change. We believe it will change
Yeah.
as long as the people are willing to do the work.
Mm,
And it's a
Yeah.
diverse community that when you come into the community of the family advocates Canada, you will
Mm.
see the diversity.
Hmm.
Wherever you come from, you will say, wow,
You're represented.
yes, you will be able to relate and say,
Hmm.
if
Yeah.
this person is doing it,
I can.
why I can do it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can do it myself. And
Mhm.
they might be able to, because some people will like people from their own background. We are
Yeah.
well aware of that.
Mhm.
So, and
Yeah.
that's what we are really hoping for. And the more we grow
Mhm.
as an organization.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. That's what I would have said. An
Yeah.
army
Yeah.
of people that are equipped to keep doing it so that impact can be just absolutely enhanced and expanded. So
Mm.
yeah, I love it. Love it.
Ooh,
Love
perfect.
it.
We love it. And so, lastly, as we close up, how can people connect with you, support your work, and get
Mhm.
involved as volunteers, especially leading up to the event? Starting from now, if people want to just chime in other than just sponsorship and what have you, how best can they be a part of their journey leading to the
Mm.
event?
Yeah, you can go to the website. It's the www.thefamilyadvocates.ca, and
Yeah.
there, if you go get involved, you will see if you want to volunteer, you can click in and
Okay.
write, and you want to volunteer for the musical dinner theater. It's there. If you want to even
Mm.
register for the Thriving Relationship Workshop that is starting in September,
Okay.
it's there. So there are different programs that if you want to get involved, it's there.
Okay.
And if you want to email us, you can email to is it info@thefamilyadvocates.ca. Have any
Okay.
questions to direct you to the right place, we will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely, they will actually. And also, guys, we live in a digital world where we're also social and all that fun stuff. So do not
Yeah.
forget to also follow them on their IG, the Family Advocates Canada, on Instagram. Here it is,
Yes,
right below.
Sarah. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
So yes, guys, this is quite exciting. You heard it for yourselves. Go on their website, thefamilyadvocates.ca, and there's so many programs right under their menu that if you want to be involved, if you want to be a part of, if you want to volunteer, and what have you, click any of those and
Yeah.
they will be able to help you and everybody else that's a part of it already. And yeah, as we conclude today's interview, and
Yay.
any final words of encouragement to families or couples listening in today?
Absolutely. I would say my encouragement is marriage is beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
It's
fun.
it is abs for me. I Marriage is a thing that anyone who has the willingness to or want or desire should prayerfully consider it and choose the right person. Right. Having said marriage is beautiful, it's
I like the way
also
you just threw it. Just the right person.
it is also an education.
Yeah.
So if you are not willing to literally be enrolled in an institution where you are going to be learning for life and where you're going to be dedicated to continuing your professional development in that institution called marriage, please don't do it. I think
Yeah.
that's where I'm going to leave it. If you are a person who have a fixed mindset, who is not teachable, who you think you know everything, who just is unyielding, and
Hmm.
who is so prideful and arrogant, just don't go into marriage because honestly,
Mm.
you all are creating too much chaos.
Yeah.
Those people with fixed mindset, and I know I'm going in hard at the end here.
And be real.
Like, if
Be
you have a
real.
fixed mindset, please
Yeah.
don't go get married. There's just
Yeah.
way too much chaos out here. I think
Yeah.
that's where I'm gonna leave it.
But at the same time, if you want to do the work and you don't know how,
We can support
we
you.
can support you.
Absolutely.
We
That's a
will,
good
yeah.
spirit. That's a good positive head. Thank you.
I know,
We will
right?
support you along. We will walk beside you and make
Yeah.
sure until you are willing to stand
Yeah,
on your own, both of
Yeah.
you.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, we are
Yeah,
there for you.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's
I have a question that just popped into my head as you were
oh
saying. If
wow.
you, yeah, you already know, I am so inquisitive. But anyway, um, so what advice would you give on people who are considering marriage to take up premarital counseling? Because you find that a lot of people, not a lot of people, some people are like, oh, yeah, we don't need that, which
Oh
is
boy.
Mhm.
exactly
It's
those
silly.
are the first mistakes,
Oh
right?
boy.
That you
Mhm.
see is like, oh, we don't need that. Oh, actually, you do, because
You do. You
you,
do.
and especially those who are getting married late and you've been
Mm,
set in your ways for a very long time,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? You've been set in your ways for a very long time, and you need that. Like, and then
Yeah.
of course, have eventually having the support from you
Yeah.
guys, right?
Yeah.
So, what's
Mhm.
your take on premarital counseling? And
Absolutely.
if one partner is for that, the other one is not, what
Yeah.
does that mean?
Oh, go ahead.
oh,
We're going to hot on this one.
premarital,
That is so funny.
Yeah.
premarital. I would say it's good to take it.
Absolutely.
It
Okay.
is absolutely good. You need to have people that have been there
Yeah.
or professionals that will take you through that journey.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
know, work with you. If
Mm.
there is one that wants to take and the other one doesn't want to take, that's a red light.
Red flag, right?
Red light, red flag. Be
Red everything.
red.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's
Yeah.
Like,
red.
yeah.
And
Be
there's
careful.
no need for you to put a little bit of white to make it pink.
No,
No,
No.
no.
no,
I think
no.
no. I think it's red. It's red for me because it indicates that person is not even willing to
To
self-reflect.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
true.
not willing or open-minded enough to want
Mm.
to think, okay, I think I'm perfect, but just I might not be. So let's see if I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Right. So it indicates to a level of fixed
Yeah.
mindedness.
Mm.
But on the other hand, culturally, for many of us, especially those of us that are African, because there's the stigma of when you say counseling or
Mm.
therapy, there's the stigma where you think like something has to be
Wrong.
wrong, right? The other
I
aspect of
know.
what I say to my people is find a good
Yeah.
coach or good mentor,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
investment, even if it's financial investment, is worth
It is
it
worth it.
to
That
find
is
yourself
true.
a good coach.
Mm,
Whilst
Mm.
you're in that dating phase, who can just act as your sounding board and your guide? I mean, a good coach will help you identify the areas you need to grow and
mm,
then walk you
Mm.
on a journey towards
mm,
growth, right?
Yeah.
So if you're kind of scared of the stigma of counseling or therapy, then coaching
Mm.
and mentoring are actually amazing
mm,
tools
Yeah.
that's available for you. And I encourage that everyone who is aspiring to marriage do that. Our grace is God in His providence. The things we're now
Mm.
teaching somehow made it available to us when we were in our early phases
Mm.
without us even having the language of coaching. I had
Mm.
amazing group of women who mentored me and coached
Mm.
me prior to marriage. Otherwise, we would have
Mm.
never. The
Mm.
story of us breaking up before we got married is for another day. Otherwise, we'll be there for we'll be here another.
Oh no! No, we spoke about it last time. We did talk
yeah.
about we spoke about it last time. Where you're like, nope, nope.
Yes. If not for the grace of coaches and mentors in our life at the time, we would have never made it to marriage, and we would
Yeah.
still be in marriage enjoying it. So yes,
And also to add, even as we are today, we
mm,
still have mentors.
absolutely,
Our
Yeah.
mentor is going to be 40 years in
40
marriage
years,
this
and
year.
they look. Oh my
If
gosh,
you
they
see
are
them,
70.
yeah, 70 and 60
Oh
something.
Guys look like they're in
wow.
their 50s.
Yeah.
Marriage will make you look young.
Wow.
That's the other thing.
I like
My
that.
husband
I
was
like that.
marriage will make you look young. A good marriage, an
A
old
good
marriage
marriage. Yeah.
age you very quickly. My husband
Yeah.
just told he was in his 30s recently
Yeah.
when we went to celebrate his 45th birthday. I'm like, I'm doing a good job.
What?
I'm gonna take that. Like, this is
Oh
a whole
my
decade
God.
of his life. I'm like, yes, Lord.
Yes. Oh, we love that. So, with that being said, too, the what? Jeez, now you're making me ask so many questions that were not actually scheduled for this. But another one last question, hopefully, last question, depending on your answer. Hopefully, last question. So, how then, when you're saying you need to have coaches, you need to, go for premarital counseling and what have you, and then one person saying no and the other one, of course, we already know that's a red flag. But then again, also, you go talk about generational, like we have different generations right now.
Mhm.
Yep.
Different generations lead to different marriages
Mm,
now, right now, right? Because some things that, I even try and make my mom relearn. I'm like, Mom, it's not like that anymore.
mm.
Because it's generational, right? A change of generation. So how then do you get what you get take in what you learn from, be your coach, not even coach, maybe marital what premarital counseling. Maybe it's an older couple or an older person who's giving you the olden ways of doing things versus what's happening now and how marriages are surviving now compared to back then.
Okay, I'm going to speak on that very quickly. Be
Is
very
that loaded?
careful. That's a loaded question. Be very careful,
Yeah.
Queens, which older couple you go to.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
Yes.
we
Yes.
have a lot, and especially within the religious context,
Yes.
the
That's it.
marriage counselors, and I'm
Yeah.
a PK. So, anyway, the
Yeah.
marriage counselor within the religious context are typically the older couples who have decades of marriage experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do the religious sector or the
Yeah.
religious organization screen these marriages for health
Yeah.
and
Mm.
growth and the fruit of their marriage and all of that?
Mm.
I will
Mm.
submit that not a lot of them do. They select
Mm.
their older couples who are counseling younger couples based on the years of marriage that they have. Oh, yeah, these ones have been married 30 years. So then you can be marriage counselors within the church or within the mosque or within
Yeah.
whatever temple. Please
Mm.
be careful. We
Mm.
have seen way too many horrible intervention by this so-called older couple. And please, I'm not being
Mm.
dishonoring to older people.
Yeah.
I'm just sharing what is passionate and what is hurting
Mm.
people in our community.
Yeah.
I've seen way
Generations are different.
too much support, quote, support given by older couple who are well-intentioned but unskilled
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
untrained to younger couples, and chaos just continue to occur, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Because you mentioned older couple, that raised a little bit of a E to me.
Yeah.
Go to someone who has the training.
Okay.
Like, don't cut corners on this. This is not something you can
Yeah.
just find your auntie who married your
Mm.
uncle
Mm.
to give you premarital counseling or coaching. Don't do it. I'm sorry. Check the
Yeah.
fruit of their
Yeah.
life. Make
Yep.
sure that you yourself, you've seen with your two eyes. The Bible is very clear. Again, our organization is not religious, but we're Christians, right? And the
Yeah.
Bible says that it's by their fruit we will
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. By
Unless
the
you have
fruit. I love
examined the
that.
fruit of their life and you know
Yeah.
without a shadow of doubt that
Yeah.
the fruit of their life is solid
Yep.
and
Mm.
is God honoring, and that they themselves are living God honoring marriages, please don't do it. Don't just go to some
Mm.
random church appointed older auntie and uncle, grandma, and grandpa, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Find yourself trained,
Mm.
certified, experienced coaches, mentors, and counselors or counseling therapists, whatever.
Mm.
It is worth the investment. It is not
Yeah.
worth the
Mm.
heartache of shoddy support.
Mm.
It's not worth it. It's not.
Whew. Whew.
Sorry. I'm passionate about this. It's not.
And it's great because we need that and we need the truth, right? We don't need to be sugar coated. We don't need. There's so many times where I find people say, "Oh yeah, don't get into marriage." This I'm like, no, 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 no. Stop discouraging me right now. Like, just stop it. Just because you've picked a wrong partner or maybe things didn't work out, don't make it seem as if. And it's nice to hear, people like you saying, you know what, marriage is beautiful, right? Once you find the right partner, once you pray for this partner, and as long as you don't dilute red to make it pink, put a little bit of white. No, don't do
No,
that, right?
no,
And generations are now different where a red flag is a red flag compared to back in the days, like, oh yeah, you'll change, or just suck it in, or suck it up, or what have you, is
no,
like
no,
not in today's generation. And this is why right now we're experiencing a high divorce rate, be it
Yep.
overseas or back home, or you name it. But
yeah.
wow, this was amazing. It's always amazing hanging out with you guys. It's always, and I have so
Thank
many
you for
questions.
having
I I always have so many questions, but no, we really appreciate everything that you're doing, and we
Thank
love the
you.
anointing that's on your organization. I will not stop emphasizing
Thank
on that,
you.
and we look forward to the musical dinner. So, guys, please do go register yet again for the musical dinner. The good news is this time it is so for free, and if you can make it on the Friday, August 23rd, please do come through. But if definitely the Saturday, you do not want to miss it, which is like the bigger and the better version of the 23rd. So, guys, any last words before we call it a day, a weekend? It's beautiful out, and I am ready to go cycling.
I think just thank you. Thank
Yes,
you
thank
for the
you.
opportunity and thank
Yeah,
you for bringing us back and thank you for your continued support.
yeah,
And thank you to
No.
your audience
yeah.
Oh,
for
thank you
listening.
so much. And guys, you heard it for yourselves. Thank you so much for tuning in and for always supporting Tough Love Giggles on your onto go to online radio station After Five Radio. And with that being said, I am yet to say, you know what, a huge and massive thank you to Dr. Demi and Ife for coming through and sharing your heart, your vision, your wisdom, and everything that you know, even if it's on the fly, you're like, oh, okay, we actually have an answer for this. And we really appreciate your time, your wisdom that you shared with us today.
Thank you for
Thank you.
having
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so, from rebranding with purpose to building community through creativity, the Family Advocates Canada are truly doing powerful work. So, don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual musical dinner theater that's happening on the 23rd of 20. So, 23rd is the Saturday, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
this is
so
that.
22nd and 23rd, not 23rd and 24th. Sorry, I got that wrong. Yeah, so but the big one would be on August 23rd, which is going to be a Saturday of 2025 at the Calgary Central Library, and it's going to be a night to remember. And as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Tough Love Giggles. I am your girl, your host, aka the Hype Lady, Miss Tando Amy, coming to you live all the way from Canada. We'll see you again next time, next week. Next week might actually be an interesting one too. So you do not want to miss that. It's also community based. Hopefully, we're planning on that one. So do tune in. And Dr. Demi and Ife, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
coming through. I'm
you.
gonna let you go now.
Thank you
Okay,
for
thank
having
you for
us.
having us.
Bye.
All right, no worries. All right, guys, as we log off, this is it from us with so much love. So until next time, stay loving, stay learning, and don't forget to love along the way. Take care. God bless you, and I love you. Mwah. Bye.
Okay, 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 okay. JJC, this all wasn't gonna come back. Oh no, oh no, it's the remix. Troublemaker don't come. Kuchichiski say, yo, Zimbabwe, we reborn, hooray. Africa, we are T-Sangane. Let's come together with one family. Let's make history from today. JJC, I'm from Nigeria. It doesn't matter to leave anywhere, Jira. And if you have no fear, don't stand and stare. Put your fist in the air. All I wanna hear is we are Africans. We are Africans. We are Africans. Zimbabwe. Yeah, we are Africans. We are Africans. We are Africans. Come on, Africans. Yo, as soon as I said foot on African soil, that's when I get in touch with African style. The Africans and show me African smile. African talent that are well versatile. See, African very calling artists, African the wisest, African the smartest, the mentor, the voice, and the juice of the artist. Zimbabwe, we are the big masters.
Listen up. I'm slanging at the nation. Back again with the remix selection. From London to Zimbabwe, all the Africans know we stop the party. And if you know it, put one hand in the air. Scream and shout like you just don't care. African people, if you're strong and proud, repeat after me. And say, am an African child. Zimbabwe is where I be from. They be checking my style, my swag, my flow. Can't push me cause I know I'm sweet. Got diamonds and gold in Africa, rhythm and blues in Africa, beautiful women in Africa.
Yes, I'm from Zimbabwe. All of my trade in the street of Ferrari. But I was born in Mazingo, and that's why me talk in a lingo. Impai, Kanaga Nyimbo, Mribam with Jete. Now PK, Kaz and JJC with one big family. Because we are Africans. Louder, we are Africans. Louder, we are Africans. Zimbabwe, yeah, we are Africans. We are Africans. Louder, we are Africans. Come on, Africans.
Me a roll out the ghetto, me a youth from Africa. King Selassie rule from Malta, Africa. The best body guy. I'm from Africa. All the diamonds and gold from Africa. 27 years him spent in the prison just to liberate people in Africa. Nelson Mandela. From Niger to Zimbabwe, UK back to Africa.
We never culture rare as the Nile. Everybody on the African style. Our music make you go wild. I know you get it, get it. We flex, we dress to impress. We call for the best, put us to the test. And it ain't no stress, don't settle for less. Cause we are Africa.
Africans, we rise for the prize. Africans, we rise. Ain't no lies. Africans, we rise. Yes, we rise. I won't tell no lie. We will rise. Even though we spread out all over the world. Africa, you know how we roll forever. Home is in the heart, and we never parted. Wherever we go, we walk, we talk, we spread the love to let the world that we in the army, in the army, in the army. Let me hear you say, in the army, stand up and say, in the army. Let me hear you say,
Africans, we rise. We are Africans. Louder. Africans, we unite. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Yeah.
These beats are hot. Hot. In the mix with the baddest DJ.
Hey yo, this is your boy KDV Kudu the voice, and you're listening to Tough Love Givers with the hype lady Tanya Emmy, all the way in Canada. Stay tuned to After 5 Radio.
Now, here comes the music.
After 5 Radio.
Anto Amy is who you're tuned into right now here on After 5 Radio on Tough Love and Giggles.
After 5 Radio.
In the middle of all this uncertainty, the greatest asset we have is love. To those who are hurting, I wrote this song for you. Listen. In the middle of all the fear, you keep standing strong, standing in front to serve the weak and the frail. This freedom that I have is worth more if I can give. It's time to reach out with love. Please heal the world. Pain and confusion, we need a solution. People are dying each day from air pollution. But in the middle of despair, please remember that I care. You're never alone. I pray for your healing. Is there anybody out there who'll stand with me? Please heal the world. I'm raising my hands to the sky, up high. Please heal the world. It really doesn't matter who you are. Really doesn't matter where you're from. 'Cause people are dying. We cry out. Please People are dying each day from air pollution. But in the middle of despair, please remember that I care. You're never alone. I pray for your healing. Is there anybody out there who'll stand with me? Please heal the world. I'm raising my hands to the sky up high. Please heal the world. It really doesn't matter who you are. Really doesn't matter where you're from. 'Cause people are dying, we cry out. Please heal the world. Is there anybody out there who'll stand with me? Please heal the world. I'm raising my hands to the sky up high. Please heal the world. It really doesn't matter who you are. Really doesn't matter where you're from. 'Cause people are dying, we cry out. Please heal the world. Heal to the brokenhearted. Heal. You lost a loved one. Heal to the despair. Heal. You lost your job. Heal. And you don't know what to do. Heal. Those in the front line. Heal. We're praying for you. Heal. Remember I'm there for you. Heal. Oh, heal. You're never alone, no. Heal. You will be healed. Heal. North America. Heal. South America. Heal. Europe and Asia. Heal. All of Africa. Heal. Is there anybody out there who'll stand with me? Please heal the world. I'm raising my hands to the sky up high. Please heal the world. It really doesn't matter who you are. Really doesn't matter where you're from. 'Cause people are dying, we cry out. Please heal the world. Is there anybody out there who'll stand with me? Please heal the world. I'm raising my hands to the sky up high. Please heal the world. It really doesn't matter who you are. Really doesn't matter where you're from. 'Cause people are dying, we cry out. Please heal the world. In the middle of all this uncertainty, the greatest